Nobody had actually asked like that very straightforward binary question that said, if we're talking about crime reduction, where do you want to see more money spent?
A probe research poll suggests that 3 out of every 5 Winnipeggers believe the single best way to reduce crime in the city is to reduce poverty.
The idea that everybody in poverty is a potential criminal is not what we're saying with this data at all. But what we're saying is that when you make people struggle long enough and hard enough, they get desperate, and desperate people will make desperate decisions.
The poll found that 62% of respondents believe that reducing poverty would create safer communities in Winnipeg. The remaining responses were nearly split, with 19% of people believing spending more on police to be the solution, and 18% of respondents seeing neither of these options as the way to create a safer community.
We've had different governments come along and do that tough on crime thing, and it got them votes because they said there's a really simple answer to this. And now the public knows there isn't a simple answer to it. And they actually also saw the harm that was done by taking that approach. So I think the public is now saying, look, we believed you too many times. Now we want to go this way.
Probe research polled 600 Winnipeggers and found that those who identified as women and BIPOC were more likely to support a reduction in poverty. Community outreach worker Mitch Bourbonniere isn't surprised by those demographics, but was pleasantly surprised to see Winnipeggers lean towards poverty reduction.
They seem to really get it. They understand that addressing poverty and addressing root causes of crime is the way to go in terms of alleviating what we're seeing out there right now.
Bourbonniere says there is a role for police to provide in protection and safety, but that resources could be reallocated to target root causes and supports. As someone who works closely with unsheltered and underrepresented individuals, Bourbonniere says treatments and healing have widespread results.
When people are oppressed, they can turn on one another, they can turn on each other, and that gets passed down generationally. Well, I think it's the same answer in terms of fixing that. If we can have people helping one another, supporting one another, that has an impact on the family, the community, and that gets passed down generationally.
In Winnipeg, Mike Albanese, City News.